My name is Michael Forsberg. I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska, and I am a conservation photographer. The Great Plains is a place that you can't necessarily define on a map, but it's a place that you can feel deep in your bones. It's that place where you cross into this space where the land is mostly just an anchor for the sky. It's a place where you can't open your arms wide enough to take it all in. You have canyon systems, and you have big wide braided prairie rivers, and you have big rolling hills along the Missouri, and you have badlands, and you have Sky Island mountain ranges like the Black Hills and the Bear Paws. It's an incredibly diverse landscape. When you're out there on that landscape and clear off in the distance, you can see this thin ribbon of highway with people driving back and forth that, you know, when they look out on that same landscape, you probably think to yourself that, oh, gosh, there's nothing out there at all. And it couldn't be anything further from the truth. The very first time I photographed a burrowing owl, I was laying on my belly in a little blind that was sort of more like a coffin than anything else, and had a big telephoto lens trained on this hole, waiting for this owl to come up out of its hole, and finally, right at twilight, it did. And when it did, it looked right into the camera, and that fierce look of that tiny little owl pierced my soul like nothing ever has, and probably ever will again. To get pictures of animals that you otherwise probably wouldn't be able to get a picture of. We had to create camera traps, and were able to deploy these over the landscape in different places to try mostly to get predators on film, up close and personal. And so we were able to successfully photograph mountain lions, grizzly bears, wolves, bison, and bobcats. You can stand in a tall grass prairie and not move all day, and you can look out and see all sorts of creatures that'll come your way, but you can also just look at your feet and see hundreds of species of insects, and prairie rattlesnakes and other sorts of snakes, and leopard frogs and toads. It's just teeming with life. So we go from small little tiger salamander up to grizzly bear. These bears that live along the Rocky Mountain front will hibernate up in the mountains, but then they'll come out onto the prairies to live most of the year. And one of the best places is a Nature Conservancy preserve called Pine Butte Swamp. It's a beautiful place, and it's a complete ecosystem. To be able to photograph these bears with camera traps, boy, talk about a powerful experience. The Great Plains, less than 200 years ago, was one of the greatest grassland ecosystems on the face of the planet. 30 million plus bison, billions of prairie dogs, millions of elk, pronghorn, and deer, grizzly bears, wolves, and then in the blink of an eye, that wild was gone. Gone. Over 50% of the Great Plains is in cropland. There's over 4,000 dams. Today it's a working landscape. It helped grow a country, it helps feed a world, and today it's increasingly being asked to fuel our energy needs. None of those things are going to go away, but I think we have great opportunity to live sustainably in this place. What I hope this book does is that I hope it starts a conversation. I hope that it puts a face to this place. None of us want our children or our children's children to know about a place that they love only in a museum or read about it in a history book. I want my kids to go out and watch cranes fall like autumn leaves against prairie sunset in the spring on the Platte River in Nebraska, or get lost in the big blue stem towers on a tall grass prairie on an autumn day. I want that for my kids, and I want that for everybody else's, because it's just the right thing. It's our home.